Confessional.
Hello and welcome to Gamers Confessional, episode 243. It's me, Vimesy, hello, and Pet.
Yo!
And Clarky.
Good evening.
Clarky's on a joyful kick tonight.
He's going to be like this all night now.
He is. He's going to be a right Marty little shit, isn't he? Anyway, welcome to the show. It's been a busy old week in the gaming universe. So we're none of this small talk, none of this talk of Pet's adventures, doing things to beggars and stuff like this and all that kind of stuff. We won't go into that, Pet, don't worry. Or tell you what he had to eat earlier on, which meant that he was 18 minutes late for the show, although we heard everything. Anyway, so
that was an epic shit, dude.
It was huge. I mean, I could smell it from here, and I'm 200 miles away. Anyway, so big week. I mean, the biggest news of the week. Without doubt, Nintendo Mini
Direct this afternoon. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Biggest news of the week. So we'll talk about that later because we'll save the best till last. But last night, I don't know if any of you caught it. Me and Pet, brothers in arms, sat there up really late watching the PlayStation 5. It's not a reveal stream because it was a reveal, wasn't it? But it was.
Showcase, was it called? Was it the showcase? I can't remember now.
Future of something or other show, whatever it was.
Future of gaming showcase.
So this was their last sort of hurrah before it launches, I suppose, in which we were all expecting price and date. And guess what? We did actually get price and date. A little bit surprised actually by the price and date. Can anybody remember the date?
I remember the price because that nasty man came on straight afterwards and said, "Right now, you know." It's like, fuck off.
What man? What nasty man?
I think we were talking over him, probably, Pat.
Oh,
what's his face? He just came on and went, "And now you know." It's like, piss off, mate.
Oh, he got Mardy, did he? Oh, all right.
Yeah,
That's it. I'm
did.
not buying a Sony now. That's it. Xbox all the way. So 19th of November in this country, or worldwide as we're now known, and US, Japan, New Zealand, Australia.
Brexit. That's what Brexit does.
They get it on.
Mexico.
The 12th. Mexico. They get it on the 12th too. So we get it a week after everyone. That's
just to give you the lowdown in that sort of area of the world. I think the Switch was officially released in Brazil 2 months ago.
Wow. So technically, are we behind them or in front of them? I'm not too. I'm sure they did that with the PS3 launch, didn't they? Or the PS4 launch? Didn't they have staggered?
After though, like 7 days is a long time.
No, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but either way, it's not a big deal. It's just a week. I mean, Christ. The big talking point, of course, was the price. Some of us, the sensible ones among us, will have gone for the $450 for the standard disc-based edition, like me. I said that all along. And the slimline digital only coming in at, I thought this was really funny, 360 quid, 360. So well done, PlayStation. A little bit of a dig there. I was very surprised by that. I didn't think the discless version would be that much cheaper than the disc version. But yeah, so initial thoughts, November 19th, we now know the date. We now know 450 quid or 360 quid. Thoughts?
Clarky, you go first because I spoke last night. What did you think, bro?
It's a price you will have to pay for the consoles.
I'm not sensing a lot of enthusiasm for this one, Clarky. I don't know if it's just me.
You've got to be happy with 360. Don't BS me.
No, 3 is 10 quid more than I guessed, like for the digital one, but
yeah,
beggars can't be choosers. No, it's a good price.
Good price.
But on thinking about it, you know, if you buy any new games, you're going to be paying 70 quid a pop in the store, aren't you? They'll be full RRP. It's only going to get that 100 quid back off you in no time.
Yeah. So this is where I kind of went with it. So I had my pre-order booked or whatever it was, my interest registered or whatever it was called. We shopped to back whenever it was.
June.
Might have been before June. I can't remember. But
No,
anyway,
no, it was June.
was it June? Oh, of course, because the first PlayStation conference thing, wasn't it, or whatever it was. So yeah, anyway, and eventually managed to get onto the website sometime this afternoon, and I've confirmed my disc version of the system. So I'm going full Monty 450. Give it to me, you Sony lovely people.
And then you got your 6 emails saying that, look, it's still not guaranteed at this point.
I haven't had any of those yet.
You'll get them.
But it was it was rather amusing to look at it, and it was kind of like, just registering your interest. And there was even a paragraph in there saying, look, don't pay us any money because we can't guarantee anything. And it's like, wow, why are you doing this? Why?
Where'd you get your pre-order in, Pat?
I didn't manage to get one in.
Do you want mine?
No, I don't want a digital one.
Quid.
No, I want the disc one. I pre-ordered the headset and the controller, so I'll have that on the 19th.
Yeah, it'll be.
That's why you want me to come round and do a fucking launch bloody stream with you at your house.
No, I'm not too worried. I think pre-orders will go back up again.
Remember this episode, folks, because on the 18th of November, he'll be begging me, throwing money at me to go change the address on this thing.
I'm not that nervous. I mean, people bantering me today, going, "Oh, you ain't got one, Pet. You ain't got one." Ha ha ha! Like all this, and I was like, "I'm not worried." Like,
I'm honestly not that bothered, mate.
If you look on eBay, there's someone selling one for 800 quid.
Yeah, literally. Like, don't worry about it. I think more pre-orders will come up. I think Amazon usually does stuff like this. That it got sold out in about 5 minutes. I checked at 8:55. It wasn't there. Apparently went out at 9. I checked again at 9:05, and it was gone. So
do you remember all that trouble I had getting hold of a PS4? All of that, checking the websites, who's got them in stock and everything. Or is it that way? I can't remember which way.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
I've just got this horrible feeling you're going to be like scrambling around for one.
No, I won't be doing that again. I won't, honestly. What I do think is, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that I think pre-orders will become available again. I don't think Amazon had just the 10-minute slot it had today. It will become available. It might get sold out quickly, but it will become available.
I don't think you need to worry overly about it, because I think the interesting thing that's come out of this for me is all the stuff Sony were chaffing about this being a generational leap and PS5 exclusives, when it turns out that most of their games aren't exclusive. So Morales coming out on PS4 as well as PS5.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that game. Have you seen the Ultimate Edition for that?
No.
They're doing an Ultimate Edition version for 70 quid. So your expansion pack can now be bought with the original game.
Right. I didn't know it was coming out.
What do you mean the expansion pack can be bought with the original? What do you mean the original?
So basically, you know my feelings on this. This is DLC that just got made into a full game. So if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you actually get a copy of Spider-Man in it. That's your ultimate thing for it.
Does it not come with anything else? Like the original DLCs,
DLCs
that come.
No, it comes with all of the original stuff.
See, I don't have too much of a problem, because I was reading about the £70 thing about games are going to be 70 quid, and it's like,
no, they won't.
I'm not being funny, but when Assassin's Creed Origins came out, they were selling like 70, 80 quid versions of that game, 90 quid. I'm sure that wasn't there Call of Duty ones that go for like 90 quid with all the bells and whistles and stuff. They've always done it. But you can always buy the cheaper version of it.
There's no need. I think people are getting a bit worried. I saw in the Slaughterhouse group today, people going, "Oh, games are going to cost £70. They're £70 on game." It's just a holding price, guys. Don't worry about it too much. If you go on Amazon right now, you can buy next gen games for £52. They start at. They go up to 60. That's
if you buy the disc version, yeah.
If you buy the disc version, oh yeah. If you buy the disc version,
I mean, this is the thing. This is why I'm happy to spend the extra 90 quid, because I'm going to make that money back in 3 games. Go on, Clarky.
I can't remember ever paying £52 for a game.
But you play Nintendo all the time. Oh, it's more. Sorry.
On launch, I specifically remember all the PS4 games being like 55
quid.
I remember it because I was like, man, how can I pay 55 quid for? And the launch game then was NBA 2K. I can't remember which one it must have been. 16? No.
They all look the same to me, but
yeah, but I remember going 55 quid, man. Come on. But so I expect them to be 50 to 60, and then I expect them to gradually go down to 45 again.
I don't think they're going to be huge amount. I honestly don't. I think I mean, you think about it now, 60 quid is supposed to be the RRP. I can't remember the last time I bought a game for 60 quid, even on the bloody store. I think
I do.
I'm sure. Well, actually, no, sorry, like Call of Duty. The Call of Duty I just literally just bought.
Yeah.
That's a lie. God. Yeah. The last game I bought cost more than that. But that's different. That's a very different thing. But most normal games, single player ones and stuff, I don't normally spend.
It's going to be expensive. Listen, on any console, I remember spending so much money. The 450 can easily turn into, I shit you not, 600, 700 quid easily. You buy a controller, you buy another controller because you got a brother, you want to play with a friend, you want to play with a girlfriend, whatever it is. You're spending an extra 60 quid. You want to buy the headphones, it's an extra 80. God forbid you want to buy HD cameras and all of that stuff. And then you buy 2 games as well. You're going to spend 600 quid easily.
It was interesting because Sony had come out and given all this stuff about how, you know, we believe in generational leaps and stuff like this. And I mean, they've kind of locked off all the peripherals. So if you want an extra DualShock, you have to buy the PS5 DualShock. And if you want, you know, whatever, but it's just like, okay, but I can still play PS4 games on it, and all the games you're ramping up that you talked about in the conference last night, pretty much all of them. I think the only one was Demon's Souls, I think, and that was rumored to be a PC release as well. But most of the console ones were going to be playable on PS4 as well as PS5.
Did you read about what happened with the Demon's Souls thing?
Oh, something about the yeah, you tell it because I've been speaking a while.
Yeah, I think it said something along the lines of like, you know, it's going to be available on PC as well on the screen or something, but it turns out that was meant to be on another game and not Demon's Souls.
I mean, that's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I went for the disc version because I want something like, because consoles are going to be sitting under my TV. We don't have a DVD drive. You know, no one has. Who has a DVD player anymore? I mean, somebody must do, but most, you know. And if I do, you know, my PC doesn't have a disc drive, and if I buy another Xbox, it's going to be the discless version. So one of them had to be
yes, you mean
based thing, huh?
Yes, has to be.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I mean, it'll be the yes, won't it? Because I mean, like, I don't give that much of a monkeys about the fidelity of 4K. I can't notice it half the time, and it'll be a Game Pass machine. You know what I mean? It'll be for Xbox exclusives, Game Pass games, stuff like that. Go on, Clarky.
I'm getting the X.
That makes sense though, because you're not getting a PlayStation, right? Or what? You are getting a PlayStation? No, so that makes sense. I think it makes sense. Like, you kind of need one top rig, if you know what I mean, and that's either an X or a PS5. But I can understand if Vimes was getting the PS5 and
why is he looking at me in puzzlement?
I'm looking at your puzzlement because I'm pretty sure you're getting both, mate.
No, I'm not.
I think you'll definitely get both, and we'll play this back to you in a future video. We'll click it now. We'll run that back.
God, I had hair.
No, we'll probably get one eventually, but I'm just not getting one when there's not that much out for it.
No, I get that. And that's
hang on, you've just sold your PlayStation 4, so where will you go for all the exclusives now?
Oh, I've still got it. He changed his mind.
But he makes a good point, though. You just said to him, where would he go for exclusives? If he sees a PS5 exclusive, what you're saying is he can buy it on the PS4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, apparently, you know, this is what
so
they're saying.
So he can play Demon's Souls on day one. You'll probably buy Demon's Souls on day one without a PS5.
Well, I think Demon's Souls is the only one that is actually rumoured to be PS5 exclusive.
Okay.
And even that, I'm like, I'm not sure.
You know, I'll always drop money on a good remaster, but not 350 quid.
No, I get that, but it's really difficult. I mean, with at least Xbox have been fairly upfront about this is what you can play, this is where it'll go. You know, in the next year, all these games will be available on the Xbox One, so you don't have to worry too much if you don't want to jump on board straight away. And then I feel like Sony have kind of taken us for a bit of a monkey here. They've kind of gone, oh yeah, no, but actually they've got the same kind of plan all along, which is you can still play these games on PS4. Which, when you think about it, obviously they want to do because the PS4's got 60 million sold or something like that. Yeah, so they're going to want like to sell 60 million versions of Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or Zero Dawn or whatever, right? So it makes perfect sense, but it just feels like they've been, I don't know, lying might be too much of a, you know, I don't want to go into like a big gamer rant and be like, oh, Sony and blah.
Yeah, don't give us sponsorship.
That's right, but
yeah, right.
We'd
be lucky if we got Atari to sponsor us.
The second Mega Drive sponsors us.
Yeah, so the reason I got a bit distracted is I'm looking at a Eurogamer website, which article, which was talking about it earlier.
I think I don't know if.
If I go on the, sorry, Clarky. So you're telling me now, because I've missed that news completely. If I go on Amazon now, I can buy Spider-Man either for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4. That's what's going on, right? And every other launch title, apart from.
So basically, there's just Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming to PS5, obviously, but it's also coming to PS4.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Jeff Keighley tweeted straight away afterwards. I'm going to hold it up to the cam so you can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see that actually, but it's probably backwards. But Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming to PS4, PS5, and PS4 this holiday.
It's pronounced Keighley because there's a town about 10 miles away from us, and it's called Keighley, and it's spelled exactly the same way as his last name.
Okay. I'm still going to call him Keighley because all my mates on Kind of Funny do, you know, and I got to hang with my bros.
Yeah.
And they probably know him, so I'm reckoning that. And also, I'm pretty sure I've heard him introduce himself that way, so I'm going to go with that.
Give him a call quickly now.
Hang on, let me get him on the line.
He probably doesn't even know this.
I mean, I don't know how much Jeff Keighley is getting.
We all
paid
Jeffrey.
But he's also done it for Horizon Zero Dawn. Forbidden West will ship for PlayStation 4 as well as PlayStation 5. Now, obviously, you're going to get a better version on the PlayStation 5. It's going to look shiny. The water's going to look beautiful. Like me and Pet was talking about last night, every single gameplay thing had water in it to show off your ray tracing.
In the PS5, in the PS4 version, you'll be able to see the bugs on the trees. In the PS5 version, you'll be able to see the bugs on the bugs. I don't know why we're kind of like pulling each other's dicks over the launch games anyway, because I don't know about you, Pep, but week after that comes out, me and Vimesy are going to be rocking Cyberpunk
to the max.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, my comment would be, I would have a concern over that, the same way I had a concern when I heard Xbox were doing it. And my concern is, and I don't care what they say to me, I don't believe it. I don't believe that by releasing it on both consoles, you're not holding back. You can't tell me that the PS5 version now of Horizon Zero Dawn will be as good as it could have been if it was dedicated to PS5. I just don't believe it.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
You have to be holding back on something unless you're making an entirely different game.
Well,
you can't about that.
No, I don't think that's the case because I think
no.
You know, I was talking to another friend of mine, you may know, Mike Bithell, and he was saying on another podcast, developers tend to develop for like, they want to get hit and then they'll downgrade it to match the other systems to make it regressive rather than try and hold back the top one. So I don't necessarily think that's true. What you'll do is you'll lose.
But even with that argument, which I kind of see where you're coming from. So, but that won't work. That will work when it's a graphical thing or something. But we're talking about it could be open world as opposed to right now it's not open world. It's a sandbox game. Like, it can't run open world to that detail, for example.
Yeah, I mean, that's just where you limit the number of NPCs or you lower your draw distance. It's the same when, you know, if you're playing a PC game, you know, you get all those options. Because, like, you know, when I had my old graphics card in the 970 and I'm playing a game and I'm looking at my settings and it's just set to lowest, you know, and my draw distance is piss poor, and I walk into a town and there's 3 NPCs there or whatever, and then I buy my next graphics card and suddenly it's like, boom, look at the world, I can see for miles, and there's 50,000 people in this, you know, it's like that's kind of where it's at. So I don't necessarily hold with that. I mean, I'm sure for some games they're like, oh, it would be really good if we could harness the power of the SSD and make this happen, right? And that might be, oh yeah, that's a really great idea, but actually we can't do that because we can't do it for the PlayStation 4. I'm sure.
But where does the argument end then? So like, where does it end? Because are you telling me then a PlayStation 5 developer can develop a game that can be great on PS5, okay on PlayStation 4, and it can run on PS3 as well? Like, you telling me you can just downgrade it forever? Like, there's not going to be any limitation?
The kind of architecture it's designed of, I think, plays a big part in it. That's why you get games that can. That's why you'll get games that will run on PS5, they'll run on PS4, they'll run on Switch. It's just because of the architecture used, and you know the components inside your console can, you know, they're designed so they're compatible with that particular system architecture. So no problem. You'll have to downgrade the graphics a lot, but it'll still run that game.
I can, you know, if on my laptop that I'm using to record tonight, right? This is a laptop with no graphics card in it. It's got an i7 processor in it, so that's lovely, right? But I can still, I've put games on this that shouldn't run on it, and that will run them to a degree. You know?
I've seen Doom on a pregnancy test thing.
And he didn't. To be fair, he didn't actually play it. It was just playing the video, but it was still pretty impressive.
The next day, he tweeted going, "Yesterday was a video. Today, I'm playing it."
Really? Excellent. Oh, that's cool. Oh, mate, I can't wait for Sean Equal to come out of the toilet and go, guess what? I've been playing Doom. And you're doomed.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're digressing, man.
I've got to show you. I got a signed John Romero picture sent to me today that I bought off his website. I'm going to bring it in the next show. But anyway.
Wow. Did that cost you the same as a PS5?
No, I that is more exciting to me than a PS5.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. So let's talk about the actual conference and what happened in it and stuff. So we saw, I mean, to be fair to them, we saw lots of games. We saw the Final Fantasy 16 kicked it off, running on a PC. I missed my resident expert to talk to me about Final Fantasy. He couldn't turn up tonight either. So, Clarky, what did you think?
Very funny.
The old one's the best.
It looked good. I was quite surprised that it actually showed some gameplay in it as well. I've seen something regarding its platform exclusivity to PlayStation, although I've seen something else saying that seems to be a bit of a mess, that whole thing at the moment. So maybe not. But
well, it's not going to come to Xbox, is it?
I doubt it, but is it that big a thing? I know the name carries a lot of things, but let's face facts, all of the numbered Final Fantasy entries since 9 have been shit.
But they still sell.
Yeah.
Everyone goes in hoping. I mean, like, I fell in love with 7, the remake.
No, that was a remake of a good game. Right?
Well, yeah, but what I don't understand, and it's coming from somebody who is not invested in this universe at all, is what the fuck's going on? Because when it first kicked off, and it was like until you saw I'm going to call Chocobos. Is that right?
Oh, I got it slightly before that, but yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah, no, but I saw the Chocobo. I think Pet got it a bit before that because he was sort of telling me it was Final Fantasy 1. I'm going, oh, look, a Chocobo. But I was like, it looks like Dragon Age. It looks a bit like Monster Hunter. It looks a bit like, any other basic RPG that you can see. And I was just like, I don't understand, because for me, Final Fantasy, it didn't look like, and I don't understand how we've gone from Final Fantasy. I don't need the lore.
No, it's fine. Basically, every single Final Fantasy game is a different story. It will just have aspects of the previous games inside it. So you'll always have Chocobos. You'll sometimes have Moogles.
Is the same? It's the same world.
No, it's a different world. It's always a completely different story.
Huh.
So you just have things
different
like
different everything.
It's like in your little Star Wars nod in Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, and I think 9. They all had characters called Biggs and Wedge, There's always a character called Sid in a Final Fantasy game, but some of the other
Same
aspects,
potions, same revival.
yeah,
medicine.
the creatures you summon, they're called like Eidolons or something else, Espers. So there'll always be little things like that that kind of stay the same between them, but story-wise, they're always different.
Okay. Because
So you can literally, if you don't need to play from Final Fantasy 1 right through to 16, if you just want to play any one, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, but I think that's where I was getting confused, because it's like, okay, here's Final Fantasy 16, and it's like set in a kind of medievally type thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the game that I played that is 9 games ago was in a cyberpunky type, futuristic-y type world. So I don't know, but regardless of that, I mean, did it look good? I mean, it looked to me like a fairly generic, but I haven't watched it again. I haven't seen it for the second time, so I don't really.
It definitely is. Clarky, would you agree? Like 15, I'm comparing to 15 because I don't think we can compare 16 now to 7. I mean, but comparing it to 15, I feel like 15 had a lot more style. Like it was just a bit cooler. Like seeing the guys in the car. This did feel like a monster.
I mean, you probably related more to 15 though, Pet, because they basically modelled the lead character after your hair.
Not exactly, but it felt a bit cooler, like the way they were dressed, the way they were hanging like.
No, it did. The thing with 15 is that game was a bit of a mess, but they absolutely nailed the kind of relationship between those 4 characters, if you will, and that was kind of central to everything. But no, they changed the setting of it practically every time you get a game. I mean, the future things started coming into it as early as, I think, Final Fantasy 4 has had some aspects of like futuristic stuff in it. Final Fantasy 5, I don't think had anything like that in it. It was all kind of oldie worldy. 6 was very steampunk orientated. 7, obviously, as you know. 8 was like that. And then 9 went right back to the whole, witches and warlocks and sort of things. It just kind of changes. It's whatever fits whatever story they've come up with. What's that?
I said 10 was quite futuristic. I remember like the volleyball, like the football.
Blitzball.
Blitzball. Yeah, that's pretty futuristic.
Yeah, I don't know. So we saw that, and that was like their big opening. Here's a game.
Do you know what this did me again, Clarky? And I kind of dealt with it now, which like we're never going to see the old school combat again, mate, in the Final Fantasy game. It's gone. It's all going to be this action orientated from now on, I think.
You will, because at some point they will redo some of the earlier games.
They redid 7, and they gave us action.
No. I think they'll redo them on a smaller scale. I feel that one coming.
I hope so. I hope 6 is what an amazing game 6 is. Well,
then what did we see? We saw.
I've always kind of said 6 would be perfect if they redid it, but with the graphics from Octopath Traveler. That would absolutely make my day.
Octopath Traveler. What was that game? I can't remember.
6 with the graphics of Octopath. Oh, right. Sorry. No, for some reason I thought you meant Octodad. And I was...
No. Octopath Traveler. It was the one that was the one that came out on the Switch is like 2.5D, if you will.
Oh, brilliant.
I would like to see it in the graphics up to that, to be fair.
Then we saw Miles Morales. I mean, like I said to Pet last night, it's more of the same but shinier. I'm going to be really interested when the PS4 version of that comes out for the graphics comparisons, for sure.
Yeah.
To see how that stands. I don't think there's much more to say about Miles Morales. Everyone...
It looks great. Stop saying that. Stop.
No, it looks great.
Stop. Why don't I understand why you hesitate? It looks really good.
I don't hesitate. I don't know. I mean, I can understand why people got excited about the original Spider-Man because it's a bit like when Batman Arkham come out, right? And it's like, wow, we haven't seen a Batman game like this before. This is brilliant. This is exactly what Batman should be like, yada, yada, yada. Spider-Man comes out. It's like, yep, they've nailed it. This is like Spider-Man 2 evolved, but perfect. And then a year later, you get more DLC. Oh, sorry, new game. And I'm supposed to be excited about it. And I'm not. I'm sure it'll be great.
I know what you mean, but it doesn't.
I can't get excited about a launch game of a game that came out 18 months ago, whenever it was. And
if we didn't have Spider-Man 1, we would be losing our minds seeing that game, because it's like, wow, this is so different. They've nailed Spider. I know what you mean, but it doesn't take away from the fact that that is a good game. It's a good look.
No, I'm sure it will be good. I've no doubts. I got more excited about Hogwarts Legacy, to be fair. The RPG that we got leaked about 2 years ago or something like that. So this is the Harry Potter RPG. Looked good. I liked it. I thought it looked like...
Our chat liked it.
Our chat really liked it. Our chat blew up, as they say, because I'm getting into all this streamer talk now. Yeah, honestly, it looked good. It looked good. It didn't look particularly like graphically intensive or anything like that. You couldn't say it was like next gen, but it looked.
Coming out on PS4 as well, mate.
You fucking bet it will be. It'll be on bloody every. I'll be on mobile probably. There'll be a mobile element to it or something. It looked good. You know, it looked like what you want from a Harry Potter game, which is I want to be able to sit there and play it with my kids and get invested in a little story and have simple RPG elements to it. I love to. I can't. You know, I want to see more, and I'm glad I saw that. That was good. That got me excited. What got you excited, what got you off, apparently is how they say that too, was the Call of Duty Cold War. They should look at the campaign.
That looks really good. That looked really good. That's definitely coming out on PS4 as well. But
apart from the massive, you know, violence to it, what was really good about it?
Yeah, the violence. I would have preferred they didn't show that, because there's little kids watching that yesterday, and they always go a little bit OT with some spots, and it almost reminded me of the airport scene. Like, you didn't have to show literally someone stabbing someone in the face and then all that stuff. Like,
I know that during the intro and stuff, you had the kind of the mature logo come up and stuff like that for the. And I was thinking, if you're doing a console launch, right?
Yeah.
You know that kids are going to be watching this. Why make
there's no kid going, oh, let me turn away now. The mature logo's coming up.
Yeah. I mean, whenever they did that right at the beginning of the conference, the first thing they threw up was the mature logo. And it's like, if you're doing a conference, you know that kids are going to be watching it. You know 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-olds are going to be watching it. Or they'll go on to, you know, whatever. Just don't put anything like that in it. You don't need to. There's nothing there that they showed that made me think.
I know where they're coming from, because when do you stop? Like, what are you going to say to Doom? I remember when the first trailer of Doom came out.
On a pregnancy test, yeah.
On Doom, the remake of Doom. So not Doom Eternal, but the first Doom, which was
2016.
that one, yeah.
Doom 2016.
I remember at E3, I remember people in the crowd like cheering when the chainsaw came out for his first time, and he saw a bit like that is part of the game. Like, it's a big part of the game. So I get what it's difficult. You can't not show that, but at the same time, it is really violent. So like, I do get why they're showing it, but I don't feel like.
You're probably right. Maybe there isn't a way for them to get around it. I don't know, but. Maybe they do. Maybe they do the first half of the show as a soft launch and then turn off if you're under 18.
And how do you censor it? Like, what are you next going to censor the sniper bullet that went slowly into the guy's head? Like, what are you going to censor them shooting someone in the chest? Like, you can't. Really
Star Wars manages it, all right. Star Wars managed it. That's still a PGU, I think, still now.
I don't know, but anyway, I thought it looked fantastic, guys. I really thought that Call of Duty looked great.
It looked a lot faster than it seemed to be. A lot faster. Maybe they're just trying to ramp up the hecticness of it, but it looked a lot faster.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry, honestly, because as long as it's got the running, the jumping, everyone goes, "Oh, how quick Call of Duty is." When me and you play Call of Duty,
I'm really slow.
We are slow, but we do well. Like, we are not these idiots running around. We do well. Like, we're not. I do well.
You speak for yourself, fella. I'm totally an idiot running around.
But people are running around. We're just covering like corridors and eyesight.
Yeah,
like,
we play pro.
We wait for people to run into our crosshairs, apart from like.
Because that's the only way I'm gonna kill anybody.
Yeah, it's effective though. If you've got the right angles, you're topping the leaderboard every time. But
that's true.
So I wouldn't worry as long as I haven't got the running and the jumping. It looks like a good Call of Duty game. I'm excited, and I was disappointed not to see any zombies, but I know zombies is in this one.
They said it was coming, so yeah.
They said it was coming, so I just want to. I want to see. I want to find out what happens now with Warzone. Like, does that live its own life, or does that just like, because like the battle royale element? And from what I know, the alpha's out today, so if anyone wants to download it, the alpha, I don't know, Thursday.
Yeah, what happened with Warzone is you download your 150 gigabyte for the next Call of Duty, and then they're like, oh, Warzone standalone now. It's just 100 gigabyte download.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I mean, it might be. I mean,
this weekend, but I thought it was a fantastic trailer, and I loved Rhymesy that it was nearly all gameplay what we saw.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was kind of a mixture, wasn't it? But it told a story, but at the same time there was gameplay in it, so it worked quite nicely.
the whole plane. I think it was really well written. That whole scene. I thought it was good.
It's going to be Call of Duty. It's for me. It's all about the multiplayer for me. I haven't touched a single player campaign for ages, so not that bothered. But Resident Evil Village 8,
That
8
was a bit
Village.
weird, wasn't it?
I got real vibes of kind of the Village from Resi 4, just Village.
And the House of 7, you said,
huh?
And you said the House of 7.
Yeah, because it looked like the internals. Some of that just looked like Seven's, like the kitchen from Seven.
And then there was that weird bloody, like Tim Burton-esque animated in it. Like, what's all that about?
Yeah, about the girl running off into the woods and the mum just standing going, "Oh no, she's running into the woods." I'm like, "For fucking mum!"
I thought that was another game. I started talking about like.
I do know. I think werewolves are in this, aren't they? Do you think it might have been like? Giving you a bit
Little
of
Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood.
They're doing a bit of Once Upon a Time or something, are they? I don't know. I wasn't. I mean, I just like to point out that I got it from the VAT as soon as the bloke mentioned the name Chris at the beginning. I was like, "That's Resi." Pet was so proud of me. It was so proud. But I don't know. I'm not a Resi fan. It looked like 7. I mean, it looked like 7 crossed with 4 because it had that sort of washed out grey browny mud smear across.
Sprays all the ones in Africa and all the arcadey ones. Get rid of all those. It looks like good Resident Evil.
Yeah, probably. But you know,
again, I was disappointed on this Clarky and Rhymesy because the rumors are this is in VR. We didn't get any inkling if this was in VR. We didn't.
No, we didn't. We didn't get any inkling. I know. Obviously, PlayStation VR is coming to PlayStation 5. We know that because the Move controllers and the gun
camera
that we've bought and haven't used in a year, that's all compatible. When you get the PlayStation headset isn't compatible with the PlayStation 5. So they get this right. They're smart people at Sony. So they will send you a free adapter, but they haven't released any details about that. So if you really like VR, when the PlayStation launches, make sure that the adapter's out before you sell your PlayStation 4. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand it. I mean, they're obviously going to, when the PlayStation VR 3, is it now? Because we've had 2 iterations of PlayStation VR. So this will be PlayStation VR 3 or whatever. So it must obviously use a different connector.
Yeah.
So you have to, at least they're giving you the adapter for free, because I'm sure there was something like that for, I want to say Xbox, but it might have been Sony, where they released something and you had to buy like an adapter for 20 quid to get it to work.
Oh, it was, I think when the 1S and the 1X came out, they didn't have you couldn't connect to it without buying an adapter.
That might have been it. I can't remember. I'm sure it might have been older than that. But yeah, I mean, at least they get, from by all accounts anyway, they're going to send it to you for free. So, you know, fair enough. Then Pet's favourite game of the show, Oddworld. Was there. I don't know.
Remember the creator came out and goes, do you know when the creator came out and goes like, "Oh, we're harnessing the full power of the PS5."
No, I was like, this looks like it'll run on Switch.
It looked like Switch gameplay, to be fair. So I don't know. I'm not even going to spend any time talking about that. I mean, if you like Oddworld, great. I think it's of its time and should probably be left to die. There's some things that just shouldn't come back.
Yep.
And then another one I got before Pet, Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, we didn't get the title. I
didn't know it's Five Nights. I thought it was that Freddy's game.
You seem to be getting a bit confused about that.
But it looked. I didn't realise Five Nights at Freddy's was that scary, or I didn't realise it because all I know is it from loads of kids playing it. I'm like, hang on a second, they shouldn't be watching this. This is an M rating.
Interesting story about that. It is a scary game, but when the developer was making it, he was trying to make a really kid-friendly game, and There's just a funny story because he just
and then his descent into mental illness,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
alcohol and the drugs, and
he just couldn't get it to work. Like the teddy bears looked scary as F. So he just goes like, I'm just gonna make it into a horror game. So he just turned it into a horror game, actually starting off as a nice kid friendly game.
I mean, I've never played one, so I mean, I only know about it from what my kid tells me from school and stuff that people still play.
Yeah, so he just said, all right, I'm gonna go with it. Let's just make it into it's scaring anyone shitless anyway. So let's do it.
Then we got I mean, like Arcane's Deathloop, which I love Arcane. I cannot muster any passion for this game at all. I love the art style. I think the art style looks great. It looks like a cross between kind of Dishonored and No One Lives Forever, if anyone remembers that game from back in the day. It looks lovely, but that gameplay loop isn't going to work for me. I don't think it's like a competitive 1v1, but with loads of NPCs, and you've got to try and I'm not even quite sure what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to kind of complete the level, but while competing against the other person who's trying to complete the level. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Clarky, you all right there, mate? Are you?
No, just a news thing popped up about a possibility of Game Pass on PS5. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan has stated that a PS5 subscription model similar to that Game Pass is not something the company is currently interested in. Blah, blah, blah. The Sony executive explaining that, and I love this quote, having a catalogue of games is not something that defines the platform. What?
Kind of is. I mean, You think Nintendo, you think Mario, you think Zelda, right? You think,
and then they literally came out and did that with the PS Plus collection.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well talk about that now. But this is what I'm talking about with Sony being a little bit disingenuous around stuff. You know, we'll talk about the exclusive PS5 exclusive coming out on PS4.
I'm with Pet on the PS bloody game thing that they're doing. It's like, oh yeah, I was watching, going, yep, got that.
But we will have. But I think what they're trying to do with that maybe is coax people over who haven't yet. And also, it's no loss for them because these are all games that they know. If you're a PlayStation player, you've had PlayStation for the lifetime of the PlayStation 4, even PlayStation 3. They know we've all bought these games, right? They're not giving away anything because they know we've all played them and we've all bought them anyway because they are the stanchions of the.
But they've got the sales stats. They know Uncharted sells shitloads.
So they don't need to worry about it. They know they've already had our money. I'm not going to pay them any more money. But then they say, oh, here's a for PlayStation Plus. Instead of us having to go to developers and try and get two really poor... I mean, have you seen the PlayStation Plus lineup for the last 2 years? It's not been great.
No, don't say that. You said that yesterday.
Fall Guys was out. Is it Fall Guys?
Fall Guys was huge.
Yeah. But most of them, mate, they're not like... I mean, there was a heyday of PlayStation Plus where you got some good stuff.
Yeah.
But not so much no more, right? They're running that library a little bit thin. So now they just go, we don't have to do that anymore. I presume they're replacing it. Right, I don't think they're going to keep giving us 2 games everyone and have this pool of PlayStation classics or whatever they want to call it. You know, because it's basically what's that? They rebranded, didn't they? Was it called the PlayStation Classics? The physical ones where it's just like here's your.
Oh, is it Greatest Hits or something?
Something like that. That's basically what you're talking about, isn't it? It's the PlayStation Greatest Hits collection.
Yeah.
And if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you've got those for free. So it is Game Pass. I'm sure they'll rotate stuff.
I prefer the random games because, like Clarky said, we've played all these games. We played them at least with PS Plus. We play random. We would never have bought Fall Guys. Half the world wouldn't have played Fall Guys if it wasn't PS Plus.
No, that's true.
When that got shown at the PlayStation Future event, we all looked at each other going, all the graphics, and they're showing us Tic Tacs running around. Like
I remember that. I remember that so well.
Rocket League was huge. PS Plus day one. We all downloaded it. Like. Especially it came out near the launch of the PS4, so we didn't have much to play. Yeah. So we were like, what? Like, it was nice getting these random games. I don't necessarily need Last of Us. We've got the Last of Us. We've got Uncharted. I kind of like these random games that I would have never bought and half the world would have bought and played, which are now huge.
No, you have a point. I mean, they're going to miss that. And a lot of these games, you talk to developers. I don't know much about PlayStation Plus, to be fair, but I know, when you talk to developers who put their games out on Game Pass and have said that has massively increase their actual sales, even though it's going out free on Game Pass, as it were. Their sales like rocket because of that. Like you're saying, Pat, these games you would never have heard of this. There's Fall Guys, Rocket League, whatever. You telling me if that had come out as just another digital release on the store that people would have been like buying it. I don't know.
No chance. No chance.
So I don't know what to do about. And then I must admit I was a bit shocked because Clarky was not impressed. Demon Souls. I mean, this looked jaw-droppingly beautifully
What do you mean,
gorgeous.
Clarky? What do you mean you weren't impressed? What do you mean?
Oh, Clarky was like, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered.
No, I'm not fussed about it. Where are you getting this shit from?
From your comments in the blooming chat last night and from earlier on when you said I can't be bothered to buy it.
No, it's not. I'm just not buying a console to play it. I will pick it up at some point.
I see.
No,
I thought you'd be
looks,
more excited because you've not played Demon Souls before, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
That's why I was able to tell that the bit that we're running through was the training bit at the start of the game.
Yeah.
You know. I've been there.
I thought you might be more excited. That's all.
It looked fantastic. I agree with Ramsey. It's not a game I can play.
It looks fantastic, and you know it holds a special place in people's hearts. But you've got to remember, this is like Souls 1.0. There was a lot they improved over the course of making these games.
But I think they'll have smoothed those edges.
No, they will have done, but there's some things you just can't smooth out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll wait for. You know, I just think it looks lovely. I think it looks so beautiful. It looks like how.
Just give me Elden Ring.
I'm not holding out any hope for Elden Ring, but there we go.
Yeah, especially as what's his face is involved in it.
Yeah.
Mr. I can't be asked releasing my books anymore.
And then we had Devil May Cry 5 remake. Again, another one I got before Pat.
I think. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, what can I say? I mean, if you like Devil May Cry, great. But who was it in chat who said it's had its time, there's no point now?
Nathan. Yeah, Nathan was like,
I said this game's nothing more than a poor man's Bayonetta now.
I'd like to see Bayonetta in full 4K.
So would I.
You'll maybe get to. Maybe he'll get to.
Not on the
Switch. Well, the Switch might come out with the 4K version.
Yeah.
Well, all rumours are pointing to that, especially in what they've been asking developers to do recently.
Dress up in leather with high heels with guns in?
No, they've been asking all of the people who've made games for them if they can possibly look at making their games compatible with 4K resolution.
So they're porting them all to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, that's why. They've had enough of this console. They're getting out of the hardware business, Clarky. They're saying, screw this.
No, I think it'll be a revision, but I don't think it'll be a revision to the console. I think they'll do something with the dock. Because, for one, you can't really... I mean, you can improve on a 720 screen, but not by much, really, or nothing that's going to be discernible. And the technology to tether two graphics chips together has been around for a long time now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So what's to say they're going to go, right, here's your 4K stuff, slightly improve the graphics again when it's dark, just slam your Switch in there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, at the moment, I can buy literally an external graphics card for my laptop if I want to.
Yeah.
So the technology's there. It should be able to do.
I think that's a great idea, Clarky. Yeah, and especially because the dock needs a redesign. I can't believe it hasn't been redesigned. Even when
Are you going to go on about the screen scratching again?
Yeah, like even when the new Switch came out, the revised Switch, they could have adjusted the.
Put a bit of cloth in there.
Pet likes my new dock, don't you?
It likes whose dock?
My new dock.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I think like the third party docks that have come out, like the one Clarky bought.
Hang on. Why haven't you shown me your dock? Have you shown him your dock before?
No, I got this. I got this dock. It's basically like a rectangular shaped box thing, and it's got the front of it lifts up. It's magnetic, so as soon as you lift it up, it kind of snaps back on itself and reveals a USB-C port.
Send him a dock pic.
Yeah, a dock pic.
I want a dock pic from
I'll send him that video afterwards. But
if anyone else wants to send me random dock pics, my DMs are open.
Effectively, you just slide the Switch into it, and the entire front of the console is still visible.
Okay, I mean that makes perfect. I mean the dock for the Switch is a hideous monstrosity. It should never. I mean, like
what she said.
when you think of, when you think about like the care that Nintendo put into
And there's
everything.
nothing there. There's literally nothing.
But they do. You know, you think about like even I'm looking at my Labo stuff over there underneath all the other stuff, and you know that's been designed beautifully. You look at everything from the GameCube was designed form and function, right? And then they just give you a sandwich toaster and say, "Fucking slam it in there." Scratch your fucking screen up.
I still every so often watch that parody someone did of the Switch reveal trailer. It was like exactly the same trailer, except when it came to docking the Switch, he starts sliding it in and all these sparks start flying out the side of it. Yeah.
Oh man, that would be awful. And then obviously the big news of the night, Fortnite will be a launch game on PS5. I mean, I'm excited. My daughter today was watching something. I think she was watching like Dan TDM or something like that on YouTube, and he was doing one of the Fortnite live events. I think it was now. Hang on, I've got to get down with the kids here. It was a rapper, possibly a grimy artist. No, it wasn't Stormzy. It was Trevor or something.
Who?
Trevor, somebody maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I was going to say Trevor Nelson.
No, it's not. It weren't Trevor Nelson, mate. It weren't. He's older than I am.
Trevor, I think you need to stop looking at your daughter's viewing history here.
Oh, I do. Believe me, with a fine tooth comb. She was watching it. She goes, "Oh yeah, I've gone to loads of live events and watching." I'm like, "Hang on a second, wait now, what?" She bloody shouldn't have.
How do you think she'd react if one day someone came up to her at school and said, you know, hey, I've been watching this really cool new podcast. I'm not going to say.
Well, they're not going to say that, are they?
Yeah, I've just been watching this really cool new podcast on YouTube. Look at the guy; these guys are all funny. And she's like, oh my god, that's my dad.
Oh, wait till she finds out I'm on Pornhub. Anyway, then.
It's better than what my missus says anyway. I put the YouTube. She was just going to bed when I put the YouTube feed back on. She went. What's wrong with the sound? I went, yeah. I said something that it's not working very well. She said, yeah. And I hate it when she does this. She goes, the handsome one sounds really bad tonight.
She should listen to one tonight of you, mate.
Hang on. Wait now. Was my sound quality that bad? What are you laughing at? Don't be like that.
I think considering you're just a more slightly weedy version of me, Vimes, I don't think she was on about either of us.
I'm a weedy version of you.
He could knock you out, to be fair.
Then next, the last thing we got from the PlayStation 5 stream was the most teasy of teasers from God of War 2. Or Ragnarok, I think.
I hate when game companies do that.
This was so funny because the very day me and John were talking about this at work, and I said, I bet there's God of War 2 reveal, and we were both there saying, yeah, it'll probably just be the logo. And then Johnny chips up and goes, yeah, it'll have some stupid name like Ragnarok or something.
I mean, there are other things in Norse mythology. Do we have to keep doing this every time? But and also that game's coming out in 2021. That's not that far away. Are you telling me they don't have any snippet of gameplay, any snippet of CGI, anything of anything?
That's going to be delayed.
Why? Metro? What's that game called? Metroid Prime 4. These other games, like, why do they do?
Oh, that's what I mean. But I don't mind them doing it. We all know they're working on it. We all know that. So fine, bung a teaser up if you want to. But then why put a fucking date on it? You don't need to put a date on it. Leave the date alone.
But why even tell us? Why tease us that you're working on it when you've got nothing to show?
Yeah,
I know they're working on the next Persona. I know they're working on the next FIFA and Kingdom Hearts, whatever. What does it matter if they come out and show the Pokemon? Surprise, there's another Pokemon game going to come out.
Just give them the Omega symbol with some runes in it.
So stupid, man. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It just makes people think, oh, okay, because people associate. So it's like, oh, PlayStation, it's God of War. There you go, sweet.
I think
that's a terrible way to end it. I would rather you ended on Final Fantasy 16 and showed us all that gameplay and stuff and go, wow, that's a good surprise ending there, instead of just that little blips of God of War's coming.
I think Christopher Judge put out a much better, what I'd have found a much better reveal. He did a little tweet from his little recording studio at home. Obviously, Christopher Judge being the voice of Kratos.
Not to me, he's not.
Oh, he's not to me either.
To me, he's always going to be Tim. I love the fact that Clarky's Wi-Fi is so bad tonight.
And he just like pans it. He just pans it around. I know. It's because I've had to connect to my phone. It's got that bad. Yeah, just panned it round and just give this little chuckle, and I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet."
Oh, we didn't hear half the story, but it was heartfelt. It was heartfelt. I'll tell you that now. It was lovely. So then we got price and date and stuff. Great. I know we talked about it a little bit at the beginning. I was shocked it was that low, honestly, and it kind of splits in that half that. Here's Xbox coming in at 250, PlayStation 5 digital at 360, and then both the top ends at 450. My question to you, do you think that was the original price they were going to put at this show before Microsoft released theirs?
No. 400 and 500.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah, 420 and 500, because there was about 80 quid difference there, wasn't there? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But they might have gone like 490 or something, because I could never see it with a 5 in front of it. And then, yeah.
They tried it before and it backfired, so I couldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe they might try and really ramp it as a premium product and go for something like 550 or something, just to kind of go, yeah, look at all these cheap competitors with a luxury brand. But
I was still expecting the outside of it, the guy just walking onto stage, onto the podium and just going 899.99 and then walking off again, and everyone going like throwing prawn fruit at him.
Shoes are getting thrown.
That would have got that price.
Oh man, yeah. I said to Pet when we were doing the warm up for the live stream, I said it'd be funny if they said 899, and I thought, oh Christ, I hope they bloody don't.
It was never going to happen. I didn't think it was ever going to be over 500 in the first place, but the 450, I think they have tailored it to that. It might have even been 460, 480, 490, but 450, bang on the money of Xbox. You're telling me? Okay, maybe coincidence, but I don't think there's any coincidences.
Okay. And then if that wasn't enough, today we get a Nintendo Mini Direct. I mean, there's something for everyone there. There's something for everyone, and then there's something for Clarky. So
what happened to Mass Effect? It looked like we had that in the bag.
Oh, that's true, because there was all this shit coming out before, wasn't there?
I was like,
there was
that looks so genuine. That I can't. That must
still
be
might
something
be.
that's coming up. Yeah.
I mean, it still might be, but they just weren't ready to release it. But the Mass Effect trilogy...
I think they slipped up when they put the Switch version 10 quid cheaper than the other two. I think that might have been what's...
Yeah, well, like I said, the other two are the ones with the graphics in it. I don't know. But the other one's just the book or something. It's just a Kindle. Choose your own adventure.
But no, a nice-looking Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, so Nintendo Direct. So they did a weird thing. I think they did a weird, because I didn't catch it live, but they did a Nintendo Mini Direct where they led off with like a 2 to 3 minute trailer of a new Monster Hunter game called Rise, I want to say.
They only showed a very, very brief clip of Rise. It was probably about 50 seconds. The rest of it was on that Monster Hunter story game.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, there was, because there was I thought that was quite a nice one actually, the animated looking one. But they did, so like a minute trailer of Rise, and then they did a little bit else. But then they had a separate direct, a pure Monster Hunter direct, which I literally skimmed through because I had no interest in it. Well, no, I can imagine it. I think they did it right, because they did like, here's a Nintendo Mini Direct. Here's 2 minutes. If you're really interested in this, because you know they've got some hardcore Monster Hunter, then here's 15 minutes more when you can delve into all the little I think that was a really smart thing to do.
Yeah,
because one of the things they did with the older directs was they used to do this thing where they would kind of start off with a few, and then they just spend like during when Smash was about to come out.
Direct
was on Smash.
that. It's like, I don't want to watch anything Smash. So they did that Smash during the Direct, and then afterwards, they also had the extension, which was Smash again. It's like,
they were sitting there, fuck's sake, if you just told me it was a Smash one, I wouldn't watch it. So they were smart. I think they did a really good thing. They kind of said, here's your mini Direct. If you want more of this, here's another 15
and
minutes.
I did want more of it.
Really, really nice. Hopefully, if history is anything to go by, the other manufacturers will follow suit and they'll do the same thing. Instead of giving us 10 minutes in the middle of a Direct or whatever, they go, oh yeah, if you want to watch more, it's over there. And then I don't have to sit through the FIFA bit every time fucking EA do a...
Well, you know who should pay notice to that? Ubisoft. Ubisoft needs to pay notice to that, because I can't watch another bike game for 15 minutes.
Oh, that was just wrong.
That was so bad.
I mean, I thought you were going to go after the Panda then and start having to go at Just Dance. I was like, don't you dare take Just Dance out.
Oh, 15 minutes on every game, no matter how good or bad the game is.
Reveals, okay? They are the best. But no. Can you even remember the name of that game?
Riders Descent or something?
Rampage or Reckoning or something.
Steep 2.
Yeah, Steep 3? I can't remember. But I know this will shock you, Pet, but that game, Riders Descent to Hell or whatever it was called,
called to Hell, definitely not.
Developed by the same people that developed Steep. Just thought, a little bit of trivia there. I don't know, that'll catch you by surprise. Anyway, don't talk about that game anymore because you're getting it for Christmas. What we talking? Oh, Nintendo. Clarky, I'm handing this over to you because I can't remember at all because I thought it was pretty dull.
No, I like the mainline Monster Hunter game. I like the look of it. Obviously, it's not quite up there with Monster Hunter World, but it was much better than the usual, port of a 3DS version.
It looked bad.
Oh, it didn't look bad.
The thing I really noticed about it, I'm not talking about the anime, just the landscapes had all that way. When you went up a mountain, it was like plates of angles on mountains and stuff, and it was the textures. It looked awful.
Yeah, if you look at like the 3DS version of these, you'll see like it's a massive.
Mate, I'm not looking at a 20-year-old console and going, "Oh, look, hasn't it come on?"
Yeah, but making the 3DS today, Clarky.
I know. But no, because the Monster Hunter Generations, which is the only one on Switch at the moment, is a port of the 3DS version.
That's ugly.
I mean, that is ugly. I'm not denying it, but and
it loads every 10 seconds, going into different areas as well.
I know, but you can't. Can you not tell? I mean, like the Switch version must be able to put out a better picture than that. I mean,
can't it run Monster Hunter World graphics, Clarky?
It probably could at a push. I mean, I think one of the studios that likes porting big games even said to us, "Look, get in touch with us. We want to port this."
Well, give it to Bluepoint. Everyone gives everything to Bluepoint.
Exactly.
Because they'll
do it. Compared with other handheld Monster Hunter games, it looked good. I know you don't agree, Vimesy, but it looks.
I mean, I'm not talking about anything about the characters, the animation, the monsters. They always look good. Yeah. Right? I love that. But the world, which is a big part of Monster Hunter, it just looked bad. It looked like a PS2 game.
Well, keep in mind the only decent-looking Monster Hunter game that's ever been made is Monster Hunter World. And that's
there is truth. So maybe that's just still learning.
That's because of the first time it wasn't on a handheld console.
I agree with both of you. I love the world in Monster Hunter World. I think it brings so much to the app. It makes such a better atmosphere for the game. But Vimesy, what they tend to do, even if whether it's on a handheld or not, whether it's on a 3DS or not, every Monster Hunter game, whichever one's next, gameplay-wise, gets better. And the gameplay on this, on Rise, looked fantastic. Like, we don't have on Monster Hunter Worlds. The reason the developer called it Rise was because there's such a emphasis on vertical landscape in this time.
Oh, come on. There was a lot of that in World.
Not as much as it is in this one.
No, come on. There was a lot because you had the, you were going up in the trees all the time. There was a massive verticality as far as the levels are concerned.
You've literally got like a lasso, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you've got your wire bug or whatever it is that allows you to sort of jump up. But you had that a little bit with the Clarky. You're gonna have to help me out here with the weapon that allowed you to do that. The glaive, insect glaive.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, see, fucking. Why am I the Monster Hunter expert on this bloody show? This is wrong. All right.
than you, and I didn't know that.
But you can, you could use that to flip and roll and tumble, and you could basically keep yourself up in the air as much as you wanted to, if you were good with that. And there was a shitload of verticality in that game. When they showed the wire bug stuff, which is basically where you can kind of like, it's like a grappling hook basically. It's but you can use it to, without actually hooking onto anything, to kind of fling yourself into the air a little bit to kind of get kind of semi-aerial attack on a monster. But they spammed it a bit, and I worry if it's going to be too spammable for a start.
But it felt a little, and I might be wrong here, because in Monster Hunter World, there was very specific areas that you could climb. Over there's the grapevines. They're not grapevines, but whatever they are, the some sort of leaf vines. Only there, if I go a meter to the left, I can't climb that same mountain. With this, I felt, and I might be wrong, Clarky, correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like Zelda, I felt like it was Zelda, like you could climb any mountain, maybe. Is that the case or not?
Yeah, I think it looked a bit more like that, Pat.
Yeah, because in Monster Hunter World, you could go up, but it was like, you can only specifically go up.
I don't know. As soon as you get on what was that thing called? It was like He-Man's Battle Cat or whatever it was. You just like jump on that and then you fucking charging vertically up a cliff on the back of a bloody pussycat, and you're like, no, come on. What's this?
On that big cat, like.
I don't know, but it's just like, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
if you like Monster Hunter, great, because you can, brilliant. And I'm sure the gameplay will be up to standard, because I can't see them letting that fall. But I was a bit disappointed in the just the graphics on it. And I'm not a graphics fool, but for me to notice it must have been pretty shocked.
This should have been, fair play, Clarky, though, to what Wimsey's saying, is this should have been the Monster Hunter game we already had on Switch, not Generations, which came from the Wii U. And then now we might have been getting the Monster Hunter Worlds type of game.
I think Generations is on sale for about £10 today on Switch. I know.
What else happened, Clarky?
Fitness Boxing 2, Pat.
Oh my god, that looked awful.
It looks exactly the same. I don't know there's 3 new
yeah, they all have legs up to their armpits, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. I mean, they're not. I'm not going to talk about it. I mean, it looked pretty bad.
Can I not talk about something as well that I noticed? There's definitely more physics mechanics with the bodies this time. I noticed that, because that doesn't happen on the previous one.
I'm not sure I do know what you mean, Pat.
I know what you mean.
When they're throwing left hooks and right hooks, it was more Tomb Raider style on the one we got now. And this doesn't look Tomb Raider style. This looks more fluid with the ladies.
Are you saying there's more jiggle to their wiggle?
There's more jiggle to their wiggle.
Jesus.
I can't believe.
You know what he was talking to me about yesterday, Clarky? Yes, he's there going, mate, we need to go more PG.
Really?
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying I'm surprised that they
have you bought it yet, Pat?
They spent money on the titty mechanics, and then anything like what?
Oh, so you actually were talking about the jiggle? Okay, right.
But did they have to spend money there? Like, is that really important as part of the game? Everything else looks the same, apart from that.
All I want to know is, have you bought it yet?
No, I don't need to. No one needs to buy this if they've got the first one. If you don't have the first one, it's a great game.
But you get more jiggle for your wiggle, Pat. That's going to be the sales tactic.
The first game is all built like as if you can play it forever. That's the good thing. Like, you got your instructor.
You can if you're worried about losing all your progress, because I imagine you're on it daily, you can transfer it over into the latest game.
No need. I can play. I don't need the jiggle aspects to spend £45.
But you're missing the killer hook here, mate. And it's got an alarm clock.
Yeah, what is that? It wakes you up. It's like
they fucking mentioned it. They put it in the stream. Here's this fitness box, and it's got an alarm clock. What?
I don't know. Say whatever you want to say about it.
Don't these people have phones?
It's a good game. That's what I'm going to summarize with. But buy it if you have the first. But if you got the first,
don't bother.
It didn't look good, Pat.
It's a good game.
Have you played Beat Saber?
Yeah, but Beat Saber doesn't give me the exercise. I went like.
Well, you ain't playing it on a hard level, then, mate. That's all I'm saying. You ain't trying, because Beat Saber will sweat you in 3 minutes.
Yeah, but this isn't like. This doesn't sweat you for the sake of sweating you because you're trying to dance. This is.
I'm not trying to dance in Beat Saber, mate. I'm trying to saber to the beat.
You're trying to saber, but this is literally like, all right, don't forget to suck up your. It is a fitness person. It's like, don't forget to suck up while you punch. Blow when you punch out. You know, it's actually like, what?
If there's a soundbite we're taking from tonight's show, it's that one.
I wish you had bought that Elgato now.
Anyway.
What else did we have, Clarky?
Press the select button. I don't actually remember everything, but we had Hades, which looks like some
that's
sort of
good. That's good. You'll like
Diablo-esque thing. That's out today.
You'll like that, Clarky.
This one,
Clarky, you'll like that. Go and buy it.
Will I?
Yes.
I might have a look at it. Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
That looked beautiful. I mean, I know it looks beautiful on Xbox, and if you've got Game Pass.
No, this is the thing. I've played both versions of this, or the original one, and for some reason this game always runs better on the Switch.
Is you sure that's not some genetic bias that's built into your very bones?
That's the most Nintendo BS I've heard.
No, seriously. When I played the original and the 1S, I was a bit like, and then I played it again on the Switch, and I'm like, oh my god, it just feels so much more fluid when I'm playing it.
That would be the joystick drift, you see, helping him through the levels.
Yeah, probably.
You notice how the Joy-Con drift is always moving you across the level.
If you just I told Pal to fix that.
Yeah, blow on it.
I had to lift with my what's the thing you put in your mouth?
Doc?
No, it's like a little wire.
Straw.
That you clean your teeth with. What's it called?
Toothpick?
No, like a moss. Is it floss? Floss, that's it. I couldn't remember the name. Floss, but the one on the stick. You know the one on the stick?
Yeah, another one.
I had to lift it with that thing, with the stick end, get a straw, blow on the joystick, and then the drift was gone.
It's because little bits of dirt get under the hood bit and get clogged up inside it. You could have made this like 1,000 times easier if you just paid £2 for a can of compressed air. Because when you blast that, there's so much force, it lifts the hood up and just like goes all the way around it anyway.
Mate, I was in the village in Greece. I'm lucky that I could find a
Get goat to fart on it or something. You'll be fine.
What else did the show?
Goat to fart on it. You can please fix my Switch.
Jesus. There was some sort of
Sniper Elite 4.
Sniper Elite 4, yeah.
Sniper Elite 4, which I was actually quite interested in until I remembered I'd have to play it on the Switch's joysticks. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
On the Pro Controller, though.
Nah. I ain't sniping jack on those Joy-Cons.
Did you see my text about Crisis? I've never played a worse handled game on the Switch.
There's nothing wrong with that game.
Can't aim on the Switch, Clarky. Not in handheld, not in any mode.
Well, we famously know you're shit at FPS games anyway, Pat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, big man.
Well, get yourself on the Call of Duty Alpha this weekend, Clarky, and you two can fight it out.
That's what I'm saying. They're 1-on-1. Call of Duty cage match.
Cage match.
I'd rather saw my own feet off.
It's an option. Or you could just send him that PS5 you owe him. So, what else? Is there anything else out of the Nintendo Direct? I can't remember.
Yeah, some sort of 1920s.
Oh, no, that looked really good. Empire of Sin?
Yeah.
That was John Romero's game.
Yeah, that looked like... there was an old Mafia game that was...
Yeah. Mafia.
Syndicate? Was it Syndicate? There was one like that, which is like a strategy one where you played. I'm sure you played as Mafia. It might have even been like, this might be a remake of it for all I know. But it was on PC like years and years ago, and I really wanted to get into it. But this I was actually really taken by this. Basically playing as a Mafia crime boss trying to take over a city. I just thought, yeah, all right. That looks all right. If that comes out at a reasonable non-Nintendo price, I might be over it.
One, yeah?
Huh?
The isometric view one.
Yeah. It looked very, looked a bit like XCOM sort of styly.
XCOM with moles.
Isn't that? Am I right in saying that's John Romero's game? I saw Romero games come up.
Possibly, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'm not going to pretend to know.
Sure. Pretty sure. I'll pick it. I mean, it doesn't look like something he would usually make, but he makes all sorts of games.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looked that was one of the games actually out of that I was like, oh yeah, actually. There's normally out of a Nintendo Direct, even a mini, there's normally one where I kind of go, oh, okay, yeah. And that was that one, I think.
Apart from that, it showed the Monster Hunter stuff for 15 minutes afterwards, and then drew to a close. After which, everybody probably went on Twitter whinging about when the next Direct is.
Probably. I know Clarky.
The next full Direct, yeah. But even that, like, overall thoughts, Clarky, I can't say, like, we are in September now. I can't really see what I'm playing this Christmas on the Nintendo yet. I do need...
You don't need to, mate. Cyberpunk's out.
Mate, Mario's arriving tomorrow.
Are you kidding me? I mean, like, some... Oh, I'm going to try and find
How does the Switch survive? But Wimsey, Cyberpunk's out, great, and the PS5's out, and the new Xbox is out. How does the Switch survive this Christmas?
Oh, right. Sorry, you're talking about the Switch specifically, right? Okay, yeah.
But does it survive on the Mario games, on the Mario All Star games? Is that what you're telling me? Or
that's out, isn't it?
Or the Wii comes out tomorrow or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's out tomorrow.
Yeah. Some people have had it.
Or does it survive on Pikmin 3, the Wii U game? Or what does it survive on? The Pokemon DLC? Do you know what I'm saying, Clarky? Like, I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
There'll be a new season on Animal Crossing, mate. You'll be fine.
I get that, but I mean, it's not like the other two are going to be in the best position this Christmas anyway. So I think it'll kind of just, if they don't reveal anything else, it'll just coast through nicely. Because they did say at some sort of investors thing, you know, they've got a lot of releases planned for next year, and I think that's probably their roundabout way of saying, yeah, you know, COVID fucked us a bit.
One of the things I don't think we can complain about really is not having enough games to play.
No, you can't. You can definitely complain about that. I think on Switch for 2020, Switch did not have a lot of great games.
And I've still always got something to play on it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they may not be great games. They're not like AAA blockbusters or whatever's, but there's some really nice games on that.
What you play? Just out of curiosity, then, because I'm playing Catherine that came out years ago and came out on every other platform, and I'm playing Zelda, which came out last year.
Obviously, there's House Flipper.
Clarky, can you tell me what was the game? I don't know why I asked this.
I can't really go into what I'm playing on at the moment.
Oh, he's got an NDA. Is that the word?
I bet you know what I'm playing at the moment, but you know I don't want to say anything. Something I picked up last week, sent you a couple of images of.
A doc?
Little RPG character, kind of look familiar.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember. Okay. Anyway,
moving on.
I have a feeling I know where that's going. Cool. Well, that was, I think, blimey. Anything else you want to mention about what has been a pretty solid 24 hours for the gaming world?
a lot of news.
That's a lot of news. So
yeah, Nintendo pulled it back, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so. They probably rescued a rather dire week. Yeah. So I've got my pre-order. Well, hopefully I've got my pre-order in for a PS4.
I need to go.
Version.
I need to go onto Shop 2 now. It's probably working and cancel mine.
Oh, look at poor Pat. Look at him.
Or
look at him.
Sell it someone for £700.
Possible. I mean, if you did buy it, me and Pet could always come up to yours and pick it up.
Fuck off.
Road trip. So long as there's not 6 of us in the house, Clarky, it's fine. We'll just have to evict your kids. Your wife can stay. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for listening or watching. If you are indeed watching on YouTube, thank you very much. We are planning to do a few more sort of live streamy type things like we did last night for the PS5 reveal on various bits and pieces. It kind of depends how you're not involved, Clark. It's fine. You haven't got the face for.
Stop that. Lovely face.
What do you mean?
Face.
If I haven't got the face, you've got a slightly weedier version.
I presumed that you, because you didn't want to be on last night, but you still managed to turn up through the whole show on chat, that you didn't want to be on the telly. You know,
I was weird. You said you couldn't be on, and then you were in the chat all night.
You kind of mentioned this the other day, and then nobody mentioned it again, so I kind of thought it wasn't happening.
I mentioned it nearly every day up to the build-up, and I mentioned it on the day as well. What time?
Let's not air our dirty laundry in public now, chaps.
Is that possibly on the secret conversation thread you have with Vimesy that I'm not involved with?
Can't talk about it, Clarky, because it's a secret. All right. But if you want to get into us very publicly, you can do so on our Twitters, which are at Confessional Pods. You can get hold of me at Vimesy74. You can get hold of Pet at Life of Pet and Clarky at Clarky Snap. And Clarky will now do the email address.
GamersConfessional@gmail.com.
And chaps, I have just checked, and I have the stunning news that we ain't got shit. There's nothing on it. Why aren't people emailing us?
Have we not even got any spam you can read?
Oh yeah, I've deleted that though. It was all shit about Twitter and stuff. It's fine. So I'm upset. We leave it 6 months thinking we're going to have a massive backlog of emails.
The reason they don't email is because we never used to read it out on time at all. What I would rather like is for people to like the YouTube videos and subscribe. That would be good.
Hit the bell icon.
Oh yeah, hit the bell icon to be notified of whenever there's new
twice.
Content.
Hit it twice.
Twice? Why twice?
Like you hit it once and then you hit it again. It comes up with a thing to notify you every time.
Oh, I didn't know that. I better go and do that.
I told you was shit at YouTube.
Yeah, so we'll do more of that shit when we can work out when I can learn some more OBS basically, and hopefully we'll actually get some live shows going. So if you guys want to chat and talk to us while we're doing a show, I don't know how it's going to work. We're spitballing a little bit,
and hopefully next time Pet won't sound like he's trapped down a well.
Oh, mate, you want to listen back to this recording and see what your connection's been like for the last hour? But that's all I'm saying.
Hey, I already told you that before that mine was.
Just because you make an excuse for it doesn't make it sound any better.
Can I just point out, Vimes might back me up on this. That was nothing to do with my speakers, right, Vimesy? I think that was the wasn't that the
Here we go.
Was it not? I thought was it me?
Probably.
I thought it was the.
I mean, look, it's either going to be you or me. So what am I going to say?
I told you.
Say me.
I told you what to do in the comments that you're lambasting me about being part of.
Yeah, get Willie on, you said. Anyway, thank you very much for listening and watching us, if you are indeed watching us. We'll be back next week, hopefully, if we haven't killed each other in the meantime. Until then, thank you very much and good night.
Bye-bye.
I'd win anyway.